everyone. I thought I would discuss the warning signs of rampage killers, or more specifically, school shooters. There is no... These people come from very diverse backgrounds. I mean, there are so many people who do these things. I mean, some of them were getting A's. In fact, most of them were A and B students. Well, maybe not most of them, but a lot of them were. And only a few were failing. Some of them were in trouble constantly with both the school and the law. Others have no criminal record and were just law-abiding. And as you imagine, a lot of these people were bullied. But but unknown to a lot of people, a lot of times they were the bullies themselves. There are just, and they weren't always loners either. Some of them were part of the mainstream group, mainstream school culture. Some of them were part of the fringe, were on the fringe. Some of them were, only a few of them were loners. There's just so many intervals and things like that. But generally what we have here is we come up with a few warning signs, and not all these shooters display these warning signs. Fascination with previous school shootings, depression and suicidal ideation. Some of them have mental health problems. Some of them have violent fantasies and are obsessed with, violence in movies and books and video games and all that stuff. And also that some of them will draw and write violent stories and essays, draw violent pictures and write violent stories and essays. They also believe that society at large has wronged them or treated them unfairly. And pretty much all of them struggle with some form of depression. And, another thing is that they were overwhelmingly male. There are a few females, but not very many. They're very rare. But, that also being said is, there are a lot more minorities in school shooters than you might imagine. For example, 16% black kids make up 16% of school shooters, but they're only 12% of the population. And so it's not just white people who do all this crap. And in any case, most of them, these things don't just happen. They don't just snap one day and go out and do this shit. It takes months or even years. And usually there's a really, even though it takes years, there's often a really traumatic event that takes place shortly before the massacre. It could be a death in the family. It could be a breakup, the end of a relationship. It could be an embarrassing experience. It could be, anything, really. Something really bad happens to them. It could be a rejection from some sort of club or whatever. And, anyway, there is just so many myths, and I'm just trying to get the facts together for you. A lot of these kids grew up in two-parent households, and a few of them were from single parents, but only 2% were in foster care. In any case, like Nicholas Cruz, he was adopted. There was also a lot of other things. It's like very few of these students had been, expelled. That's 10% right there, 10% of them. There is they often have nihilist views, like they think that, there's just no point and all that stuff. They also are often very narcissistic. They believe that, they are superior and that society won't recognize them, kind of like Elliot Rodger, and society must be punished. They also tend to view mainstream society with contempt, believing it has wronged them in some way. And what another thing they have in common is that they are probably, for the most part, misanthropes. They hate humanity, and they want to make they just want to kill as many people as they can on the way out. They also will sometimes idolize and dress up like previous mass shooters, like the trench coats and military fatigues and things like that. They often have, of course, have an interest in firearms. Pretty much all of them were some sort of gun nut. And we still can't get a lot of information on these people, as most of them as 60% of them commit suicide, and a large number of them are killed by police. Very few school shooters survive their rampage. Well, only a few maybe not very few, but only a few of them survive their rampage. James Holmes, he was not a school shooter, he shot up a theater in Aurora, Colorado. But Nicholas Cruz and Dmitry Paragotsits, they both survived their rampages, which means we can get something out of them now and to try and figure out what went wrong. In any case, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye.